Alright everyone, welcome to Street City Studio. I'm John, and in this video we got another toy to open. We have Wolverine Origins Iceman. Now this is my favorite Iceman figure they've ever made, I think. I had this figure, or have this figure, but I seem to have misplaced it, much like my Whiplash whip. If you've been paying attention, if you follow me on Facebook or whatever, I made a post about it a couple days back. I misplaced my Whiplash's whip, and I have since found Whiplash's whip, and actually I'll bring that in and show you guys just so you know. Just so you see, right? And if you've been following, you know, I'm pretty pleased. I got those whitened with some peroxide and UV light. They were very yellow. So I'm pretty stoked, pretty happy to show these guys off. All this stuff I'm getting white, man. I haven't done this a lot before, so this whitening is new to me. But I'm trying real hard to salvage as much of this damage and repair as much of this damage as I can. But anyways, back to this figure, right? So I had this figure, however, without the ice sled. And I went to do some X-Men related photos and couldn't find them anywhere. And I'm fairly organized these days. I keep most of my extra loose figures in gallon bags separated out by theme, right? So like this is my Marvel comic book figures, right? I got a separate one for Marvel movie related figures, right? I've got a separate one for Jurassic Park dinosaurs, and so on and so on. So I thought I was doing pretty good on my organization. I don't think I've ever had my toy collection quite so organized as I do now. But stuff still happens, right? So this figure isn't really anything surprising to me. But man, I love this figure. It really is. And I think a lot of it has to do with the color, right? The simplicity of it, right? The other Iceman figure they put out in the Marvel Universe line, you know, it's got those silver paint details and stuff, the silver X on his chest. And those really detract from how he usually looked, right? Even that figure, the clear with the silver X on his chest, that would look so much better if it was just clear with none of those paint details, I think. But kind of want to just break this guy open and get him on this ice sled, right? Where's my little knife? We'll just pop this tape just like this. All right. I should have popped that tape too, huh? That's okay. Sometimes I'm worried about keeping these packages intact, and I'll probably keep this one, but I probably shouldn't worry too much about keeping it super intact. Oh, I missed a spot. That's why I'm getting ready to rip it off, because I missed a spot. Oh, watch it. There we go. Now he'll come out. There we go. Let's take a second to enjoy that box pose, right? If you've been following me, if you pay attention to me, I get a kick out of the box poses. They're always leaned back like a matrix, right? And that's Not quite as exaggerated, but you get what I'm saying. It's always like something like that, right? Lean way back like some Matrix. But man, that figure, that looks so good. That color is so nice. Get his sled out of here. And like I said, I've had this figure for a couple of years now. But I never actually had his sled. So I guess that is something new. Well, I said I didn't have nothing new for this figure for me. I didn't have the sled before because I had gotten him secondhand. I had gotten him open already, loose. So this ice sled is a first for me. Well, that's kind of cool. Let's get that thing on there. Keeps wanting to pop back off. There we go. Turn him facing front a little bit. Get them ice hands out there like he's projecting that sled, right? Man, that's nice. That is so cool. Like I said, guys, I love this figure. This is the best Iceman. I almost feel like the sled could be bigger, or you could add some sort of extension, and he could have some sort of ice projection from his hand. Let me look here, right? I know a lot of these guys, the Iron Man figures and Havoc, right? They came with some of these whirlwindy effects that I had said in that Havoc video, right? For Havoc, it didn't make a lot of sense. I didn't like it. But for this figure here, this Iceman, something like this in the right color, that might make a lot of sense, right? So I think that's my biggest complaint about this accessory, right? It was poorly used. They tried to give it to everybody when it didn't make sense, and didn't give it to the people where it did make sense, right? But this is great, right? I'm not even saying I dislike that sled, but you could have a bigger one too. That is kind of small. Normally I use the old Toy Biz one, right? I got that one right here. Living room. I'm going nowhere. I'm coming right back. Yeah, that one. See? Right. That could probably go right there. No, it's not going to balance good. But that's the one I've been using. So this is nice. That's definitely an upgrade. It's a little smaller, but it looks nice. It's got that kind of metallic paint on the front, like a metallic silver. That's really cool. Has a nice effect. Has a nice frosty look to it. I would pull that Iceman in here, but I got him soaking in the peroxide because he's got a little yellow to his arms and legs. But this is probably out of that whole Wolverine Origins line, right? For me personally, right, there are some key figures in this line. And I know a lot of people like the Blob figure from this line, but I did not like the Blob figure from this line because of those gimmick spring-loaded arms, right? But that Wolverine and this Iceman, for me, those were the two standout figures from this line. And even, actually, there was another Wolverine, the one in the flannel with the bone claws. That one was nice too. He came with an axe. That axe was pretty good little accessory at the time. I remember I got a couple of them. Oh, this thing must have broke off. I was wondering, yeah, it's sitting kind of sloped. One of these icicles broke off. Well, that's okay, because I got a new ice sled, right? Alright, we'll probably call that a day. I just wanted to get this guy open and figured I'd let you guys take a look while I did it. I'm very excited to have this guy back. I was pretty disappointed to not be able to take some photos because he was missing. And I definitely want to get to some X-Men photos. So, I'll be doing that soon. I appreciate you guys coming by. If you want to check me out on Facebook, it's John Wayna, Wayna. That's John Wayna on Facebook. If you want to check out my photography on Instagram, it's Street City Toys. Not Street City Studio like the channel, but Street City Toys. Otherwise, you guys have a great weekend. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Keep playing with them toys, and I'll talk to you again real soon.